How much tax will you pay on $60,000 in the great state of California? Oh man, I can't wait to do this because I know you're going to be pleasantly surprised. Believe it or not, California, for all its craziness, I'm just telling you right now, you just win. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. Now, how much can you live off at $60,000 in California is a different story. But in terms of taxes, how much will you pay on $60,000 income in California? So welcome to Heritage Wealth Planning, my friends, the place you come to learn about your tax situation in retirement. Don't forget to subscribe down below. And once you do, hit the bell for notification for future content because we do lots of content here. So let's dive right into this. And as always, we start with my website, heritagewealthplanning.com. Let me just get my trusty calculator here. Yep, right there. And my little piece of paper and pen and a notepad so I can write down California. All right, so you go to heritagewealthplanning.com. You see the island I was raised on, Peaks Island in Casco Bay, Maine, and you know you're in the right place. There's Heritage Wealth Management. There's Heritage Wealth. There's Heritage this, Heritage that. We don't want any of that. We want heritagewealthplanning.com. All right, then you go to Tax Tools. All right, Interactive Tax Tools, where you're going to go here. And we're going to go through the great golden state of California. I tell you, when I was growing up, California to me was like I was a poor kid in Maine. The Rose Bowl on TV, and they're all in shorts and stuff. I went out there and saw my cousins all tan and blonde, had a pool, and the smell. I was just like, this is heavenly. But from a tax perspective, maybe not so much. So we're going to find out here. So I just still growing up in Maine, I still can't remember. I couldn't believe that there were people playing football and watching football in the U.S. in short sleeve shirts. Well, I was up there freezing my tush off in Maine. I said, it seemed like another world. It was crazy. All right. So when we go to heritagewealthplanning.com, the interactive tax tool, you see the tax foundation. You can run all kinds of different charts and numbers and custom scenarios here for the federals under the TCJA. That's the Tax Cut and Jobs Act, but we're not trying to do that. We're trying to go down the smart asset tool, which is the best states for retirement. And we'll see California, the big state right there to the left, is in the, was that moderately tax friendly? I believe not tax friendly, but I'm going to show you why that's not true. All right. So we click on California. And what we always want to do here is we want to have someone born in 1952 and married filing jointly. And the reason we want to make sure we're born in 1952 is that way we get both standard deductions. So the new tax cut, the Trump tax bill has standard deduction of $26,600 for those 65 years old and over. So it's $13,300 each. So we just want to make sure we encapsulate all that. We got $40,000 Social Security. We got $20,000 retirement income, and we got no other wages. And right there, you pay $116 in taxes in that kind of income. And that's just all of California. $116, my friends, on $60,000 income in California. Again, why? Because the bulk of your income is Social Security, and many, many, many states do not tax Social Security. Now, California is one. It will tax this right here. But as we go down here, I know it will show us. Let's see if we can't find it. The actual tax brackets in California right here. So we're married filing jointly. If your taxable income is 0 to 16,000, you pay 1% of your taxable income to taxes. And taxable incomes after your standard deductions and all that. So, your taxable income here is nothing hardly. So you're paying $116. Now, where it gets fun, let's change this over to $20,000 Social Security and $40,000 of IRA income. And now we're paying total taxes only $468 to CA and $2871 to the feds. And again, the feds is the big. And I'm writing this down so I can write it from my book, because don't forget, I'm doing the book, the state-by-state guide to taxes for retirees. And so anyway, you can see even here at $60,000 with $40,000 of retirement income, you're only paying less than $500 to state of California. It's the feds that's a big one. And as I always tell you, the reason why this is such a big deal is called provisional income. And I'll do this every single time. We're going to take our little chart here. And what we do for provisional income is we take half our Social Security plus all of our other income combined. So we got 10 plus 40 equals $50,000 of provisional income. And that's important. $10,000 for half your Social Security plus all your other income, which includes your tax-exempt interest as well. Let me just make my thing here bigger. I'll tell you what, while we're doing that, we're going to go down here to make sure this guy is up. Bear with me just right here, most tax-friendly places for California. Right, hold on, there we go. So while we're doing that, let's bring me up here. All right, so income. You got $50,000 as our provisional income, 0 to 32,000. None of so what we're trying to accomplish with provisional income is to find out how much of our Social Security benefit is taxed. So if our provisional income is 0 to 32,000, none of our Social Security benefit will be taxed. All right. All right. So now what we do, bear with just a second. So we take our provisional income. How do we get it? We take our social half our stopped on there we go. Half our Social Security plus all of our other income to include tax exempt interest, and that equals our provisional income. Now what we do is we take this amount, 50,000, and we put it in these three bend points here. So 0 to 32 is 32,000, which is 0. 32 to 44 is 12,000, which is $6,000, and then 85, and I always forget this because I always got to remember this off the top of my head. Is 6,000 equals times 6,000 times 0.85, 5,100. All right, so let me show you what I'm doing here because it's important to understand this. All right, so what we have here is we have provisional income of $50,000. The first 32,000, nothing happened. Your times 32,000 by 0, so you get 0. So nothing is taxable in the first 32. The next 12,000 from 32,000 to 44 is $12,000, and you times that by 50%, which gives you $6,000. So now we know for a fact that a minimum $6,000 of our Social Security benefit will be subject to taxation. Anything above 44 is times at 85%. And so we have $66,000 is above 44,000 of our provisional income of 50. So 50 minus 44 is $6,000 times 85%. It gives us 5,100. So we take those two things. So 11,100 is our taxable Social Security benefit, 11,100. That's how much is our taxable Social Security benefit. So now what we do is we erase the board first and foremost. We take that 11,100 and we add to all of our other income. In this case, is our $40,000 of IRA distributions, and that is our gross income, or AGI. It's 51,100 is our AGI. Now, what happens is you got to subtract out your 26,600 of standard deductions, and 51,000 minus 26,600 equals 24,400 is our taxable income. All right, so 24,400 is our taxable income. And if you look at the Fed tax code, the first $19,000 is taxed at 10%. The next up to $77,800, something like that, is taxed at 12%. And that's how you get the taxable account for the Feds at $2,871, $2,871. California, still doesn't tax very hard. I'm sorry, everyone hates California, but on $60,000 of gross income, you're paying $468 tax. That's less than 1%. Yeah, that's 0.7%. So for the lower income folks, that's $5,000 a month. I know you're not going to live on San Diego on $5,000 a month. I get that, but if that is if that's your income, you're not paying a lot in California tax. You are going to pay a lot in Fed tax. No getting around that. All right, so let me reduce my big old head right there and go back down a bit. The cheapest places to live in California, number one is Isla Vista. That sounds like an island someplace. San Luis Obispo. Don't know anything about it, but let's take a look. So income tax. All right, so now remember what we're doing here, and it doesn't shock me, is mostly in the center part. Where's number 2? East Porterville. Now, when I was in the Army, we went to Barstow, which is outside of Victorville. That's in Fort Ord. I imagine that's around here someplace, but I don't know that. Yeah. So anyway, Modesto, I don't know anything about California other than just Thousand Oaks is where my cousins lived. I know that's where Dallas Cowboys used to train. My granddad lived up in Los Altos, and we'd also go see the 49ers train. So I got to see Dwight Clark and Joe Montana and Ronnie Lott and all those guys. Was it not? Maybe Ronnie Lott wasn't on the team at that point. This is 1981. No, it wasn't 81. It was in 1984. Yeah. I think he was on the team because Ronnie Lott was at USC. Yeah, so we got to go see Dwight Clark, Joe Montana, Ronnie Lott. Oh man, Roger Craig from Nebraska. I think he was part of that team too. That was like being heaven. That was for sure. And we got to go see an Oakland A's baseball game. Got an autograph from Johnny LeMaster. If you remember your San Francisco Giants, the Giants we got to see. All right, so listen, what are we talking about here? All right, so I want to show what's the cheapest places to live in California based on some scenario that's different what I initially put in. This is based on somebody with a $50,000 income. A hypothetical retiree is getting $15,000 from Social Security, $10,000 from a private pension, $15,000 from an IRA or 401k, and $10,000 in wages. So he's got $50,000 total coming from a couple different sources. And if you're in the Isla Vista, California, you're paying $6,000 of income tax, not just to the state, but also to the feds, which is much higher than what I had you when you're just having $20,000 of Social Security and $40,000 of IRA income. And the reason for that is this wages right here, earned income. All right, that's FICA is going to be subject to FICA. Anyway, then you got property tax. That's not so bad, 0.63%. Sales tax is high in California. That's where they get you. Fuel tax is not that high. And then they don't tax Social Security. And so your retirement tax friendliness in Isla Vista, California is similar to that of Alabama, if you can believe that, for this person right here, $50,000. And then you go down to Good Hope. Again, these are the best places in California. So it doesn't take rocket science to figure out what 100 and 200 to 300 is going to be if the top 10 is only 53.47%. All right, so here's Good Hope again. The income tax is the same across the board. Property tax rate is not horrific and not in California. Sales tax where they get you. And again, how they figure out property tax, they divide the median property value or median property tax paid by the median home value. That's how they get your property tax. I mean, they just do great work as smart assets. So if you're anywhere familiar with St. Helena, that might be, look at that, property tax 0.47%. That's not too shabby. As a sales tax that gets you. And if you could work your way to make sure that your Social Security is the higher part of your income, well, you're going to be in much better shape than if you have IRA and earned income and lower Social Security. Don't do that. So hope you like what you see here in California as a tax perspective from income tax. Not that bad. It's just not. Property taxes aren't that bad. Once your income gets beyond a certain threshold in California, it can get steep. No other way around that. But for middle class people, it's not that bad for sure. So just keep that in the back of your mind. I won't live there, right? Because I like firearms, and California does not look kindly on people who like firearms. But if you're in California and you're thinking, I got to get out of here because the taxes are going to kill me, it's just not true. I mean, it's simply not true. So enjoy the state out there. It is a beautiful state, and lots of great people out in California, that's for sure. So I did want to give you this as a thought process before you flee the state because you're worried about income taxes. It's just not anything to be worried about. So I hope you like what you see here. If so, then don't forget to subscribe down below, comments, thumbs up, always welcome for sure. And then go to heritagewealthplanning.com. Again, this is the website which houses the interactive tax tools. And I hope you like what you see. We'll see you next time. Thanks now.